Why am I struggling? Struggling to not sin, struggling to not cuss, struggling to stay connected to God and feel connected. I've been on and off on how I feel and the connection I feel. I don't know what's going on. I don't know your situation, truthfully. I don't know what you're fully going through, but I do know one thing for sure. This is normal. This is normal to feel this way, to have a hard time to trying to deny and reject these sins. Because think about it. You have lived your whole life gratifying and living with these sins. Imagine as a tree. These roots have stuck so deep in your heart that they've become a daily part of your life. You breathe doing these sinful things. You live and you cannot act without doing these sinful things. It feels like that. So when you are pulling these roots out of your heart, trying to put in new roots of the Lord instead of sinful and disgusting roots, that's going to be pretty painful. That's going to hurt. It's not going to be easy. You're going to have a hard time with that. That's why the Lord talks about a lot of times focusing on God, not focusing on the sin or the situations that we are going through, or the strugglings that we are having in our lives, but keeping our minds locked in on the Lord. Because truthfully, it's normal to go through those hard times and those trials and tribulations. It's normal to have a very hard time giving up those things. Just stick with it. That's all I can tell you. Keep on doing it. Stick with it. If you keep on questioning, oh, why don't I feel connected today, or why do I? It's because faith is not an emotion. It doesn't matter if you're not feeling connected this day or the other day, you should still pray, because faith is not an emotion, it is a decision. A lot of these things in our life, like resisting sin and coming to the Lord, they are a lot like muscles. The more we resist those sins, the more we fight them off, the easier it becomes, and the bigger our faith muscles or resisting sin muscles become. And that's another reason why you're having a hard time giving up these sins right now, because you have spent your whole life building up those muscles to sin, the muscles to curse, to not follow God, to follow the world. And you are now in the process of breaking down those muscles and building up new ones. It's not going to be easy because you're starting up from scratch, but you need to recognize one thing, that the Lord is with you. Before you started following God, you were alone in your life. You did not have someone to support you, someone to uphold and uplift you in all times, in all situations. But now you have that person, not even a person, you have that God. God who is kind, loving, merciful, and forgiving, who will always help you no matter what situation you are in, and always guide you away from that situation back to Him. For God is love, God is mercy, kindness, and forgiveness. Just keep your faith strong in the Lord. Because if you truly want to allow God to work into your life, you want His kindness and His plan to work in your life, you have to let Him. You have to allow God to work in your life. And that means continuing to deny the sin and to accept God, to not cuss, to not swear, to not focus on the hard times, the trials and tribulations you are going through, but to focus on God, as it says in Colossians 3:2. Keep your mind locked in on the Lord, and all things will fade away. I hope this helped, and if this didn't answer anything, you have any more questions, I have a Google form linked in my bio. It's completely anonymous. Ask any questions, feel free to ask. And in Jesus' name, God bless you so much, and have a great night.